Adam Savage here in my cave. Hello, everybody. I am answering questions from tested patrons about my time on Mythbusters. And today's question comes from Mark Blair. Mark, I love this question. Mark says, my hair is doing something funny here. Why do I care? Mark says, how do you think young Adam would react if you could go back and tell him all the things that you get to do on Mythbusters? By the end of the show, you practically had the skills of a Hollywood stuntman, along with everything else. Yeah, it's true. Mark, it's a great question, and it's a framing that I have thought about before. Totally. So a while back now. How long ago? Probably 7 or 8 years ago, I completed my first pass at the ZF-1 egg gun from The Fifth Element. And when I finish a piece that is exceedingly important to me, I frequently bring it home and I put it on my bedside table so I can kind of live with it for a while. If it's too big to put on the bedside table, I lean it up against the wall. I just like to go to sleep and wake up seeing the object that is my current fascination. Right now, the Hellboy Samaritan, the one that I've just completed, it's been on my bedside table for a while. Yeah, Mythbusters was an unparalleled sequence of the most impossibly fun, weird, strange, radical, uncomfortable, confusing, scary, amazing, educational, illuminating experiences. All of the above. We made a show that went to 275 hours of television. Something like less than 1% of television shows ever get to 100 episodes, let alone 275. Mythbusters came about at a really particular time. And that, I may never have another ongoing television show. That's certainly possible. I'll continue to make television, but that may be the one spike in the graph for me of doing remarkable things. And if it is, that's just fine. What an incredible 13 years of like I said, unparalleled experiences. Yeah, I'm exceedingly grateful for that. And 10-year-old me would not believe it. Not one bit. No, it would seem like there's no way you'd get me to believe, oh no, eventually you'll get to visit the edge of space. You'll get to swim with sharks and throw up in the back of an FA-18 Hornet. Octopuses will fall in love with you and you'll learn how to tactically drive backwards in high heels. Maybe there's it'd be really... I loved the format of doing these crazy things and telling stories about them. I would love for you watching to be able to have some of the experiences I have. I don't know how to make that work, but some part of me sometimes wishes I thinks about buying a pair of junker cars and taking them out to a lot and with a few of my friends and just teaching them how to bang into each other and drive tactically. I've still never done it, but I should. Because I could give a group of close friends some supervised mayhem. Wouldn't that be the best? I don't know why I haven't done that. I mean, partially because it's expensive to trash a couple of cars. Even if they're used cars, you got to worry about the material cleanup. You got to worry about the fluids. You got to worry about the permits. You also always have to worry about safety. You bring all the safety gear, etc. It's a fair bit of stuff to do, but I swear someday I may just do it. There was this one day in which Jamie and I were doing the grease myth, right? Of could you have something on your wheel that could cut up the car of the guy next to you? And so I replicated the actual toothed wheel from Grease, and then Jamie got to try whatever he wanted, which was diabolically insane. It was just this giant pipe with a spiral cut in it that tore the wheel off my car the second it touched it. It was brilliant. Anyway, for the first pass at that, we were driving up the Alameda runway at speed, about 40 miles an hour, and then banging into each other. And frankly, when you are in a full 5-point harness, wearing safety gear with a neck brace and a helmet, and you start banging cars into each other, there are few more fun things that I have ever done in my life. I still specifically remember that first hit, like boom, feeling the hit and feeling just how, like, with all the safety gear that I was in, including the crumple cage of a late model automobile, I felt like, oh wow, this isn't that dangerous at all, given the way we're doing it and the fact that I trust Jamie and the way he drives. So we smashed into each other, we separated, we both looked at each other, and I swear, on the Heineman's face, I saw like unparalleled joy. Unparalleled joy. Yeah, I've seen it a few times on that man's face. I'll bet 10-year-old Jamie would even be amazed. Yeah. Look, Mark, that question, that framing of that question is something that I really appreciate. I really like thinking about things from different vantage points. The vantage point of, sometimes you have something difficult. Sometimes when you have something difficult to go through, sometimes when I have something difficult to go through, I think, in the future, at some point in the future, this will have already happened. There is a future in which this is through doing what it's doing, and I will still be alive after this thing. And then so that is a useful frame from which to kind of contemplate a thing, but also looking at a thing and thinking about how young you would have parsed it and perceived it and thought about it. Like just a lovely way of looking at the world. That's all. Mark Blair, thank you for that excellent question. Tested patrons, please keep submitting your questions, and I will continue to answer them here in this forum. Again, if you want to become a Tested patron, please do. Information is in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.